Yeah, now the sun comes out. Son of a. Oh, well.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Look into my world. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you will be given. Love's peace of mind. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world.
That's right.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome, everybody, to Songfather here on this 12th day of June, 2019. And, as I said, I don't know if you heard me, so now the sun's coming out. It was kind of out, but there was a lot of cloud cover, and so it made for like a sticky day, but not a sun tanning day, and I just wanted to work on my tan. So instead, I did things around the house and vacuumed and cleaned and fed the dog. It's a routine that we do every morning. My sister lets him up. He comes running up the stairs, jumps on my bed, jumps on top of me, and pulls me off the bed. It's what he does every morning. Anyway, and so I always make him chicken. But I go to King Cullen out here on the island of Long in Belmore, and they have the best deli chicken. The roasters that are under the tanning lights there. They're getting a tan, and they got the Italian style. So I like the dark meat. Lucky likes the white meat. I like the skin, so everybody's happy. And then I take it with my own two hands, and I shred it up nice into the bowl for him, so he doesn't have to chew too much. He could just a couple of little tabs of butter around the edge because he likes that little butter taste to it, and he loves it. And what he usually does is he moves things around with his nose. It's amazing to watch. So it just goes to show you that where there's a will, there's a way. You ever see some of those people, God loved them. There was one, an Asian mother with no arms, and she does her own hair, teases it, combs it, brushes her teeth with it, makes dinner, feeds the kids, takes it. So, that's what Lucky does with his nose. And lately it's been, okay, so he moves the chicken around with his nose and moves it away from the butter so he could have the butter first or the chicken first or whatever the frig he wants to do, I don't know. But then now lately he's been moving it so we can get it up and knock it over. And then sits down, and I got to go over, boom, take it up, okay, pick it up, put the butter on one side, put the chicken back in the thing, then he looks at me, and then, okay, and then he starts it again, he does it again. And so it's the routine, I've been going along with it, so I really can't change it now. And he can only eat, only wants to eat out of, our plates or our bowls. And that's why it's easy for him to move around. But today was like there was chicken everywhere. It was like Colonel Sanders went ballistic and just had a massive killing somewhere in one of his factories because there was just everywhere picking it up, and you got to throw it out because it got hair on it, and shred some more for him, and so tomorrow goes back into the regular dog bowl that he can't move around, and he'll be pissed and he'll give me that look, but he'll eat it. So yeah, today Wednesday, Prince Spaghetti Day. Remember that. And so let me just say this before we hit a couple of songs. I was never a big fan of Jon Stewart. When he first came up, yeah, kind of. Not a big fan, but I was a fan. He was funny, sharp. And then he got too political, and, as most of them do, once they, get a couple of good jokes out there and start taking a few jabs, that's supposed to be in fun because you are supposed to be entertaining. And, that goes with the De Niro and all the other shitheads out there that forgot that, And this is what happened with Jon Stewart, plus a couple other problems that he had. But, he took Congress and he took them back to the old wooden shed and he gave them an old-fashioned beating, and deservedly so. They were supposed to have some kind of a hearing and a meeting today about the first responders to 9/11. The fund was supposed to end 2020. And they come out and they say, well, it's kind of drying up right now. There's really no more money left. And they're going to start making cuts upwards to 70%. Are you crazy? These people went and, unselfishly went into the pit of danger and saves. And we lost, over 2,000 people. There was close to 3,000 people that day. I understand that. And terrible, heinous, despicable. And but it didn't end then. It wasn't that, I went and I fought a fire and, we got the fire out and unfortunately, whatever, and then it's done. This isn't done. People are still dying almost every week if somebody else is. And people are days, months, a year away from dying themselves from, inhaling all that toxic fume and getting it in their skin and getting inside their cuts as they're, ripping through the debris and pulling people out and saving them. And we're telling them we have no money. These people that make $100,000 a year and they're sitting in their office for 15, 18 years and they're worth $45, $50 million. Well, where did that money come from? You don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Hands behind the bed like friggin' octopuses. They got hands all over the place. And so, a bunch of people, 9/11 responders who were ill and looking to take care of their family when their time comes and they know what's coming. Are sitting there with Jon Stewart, and Congress, nobody shows up. I think 88%, something like that. Don't hold me to the number. But the majority did not show up. This is the respect that you show to people that put their lives on the line, for everybody. These are the people, this is the respect that you show for them. This is the support you give to them. You tell them, I guess it looks like, we're out of money, and then you don't show up while you're doing whatever you got to be doing. Living in your big giant homes and your cars and taking trips and everything else that you're not paying for anything out of your goddamn pocket. And this is what you're telling them because you don't want to look them in the eye. Is that what it is? You don't want to look them in the eye and say, I'm sorry? Well, you better not be sorry. You guys better get out there. And shame on the other people up in Congress and representatives and everybody else in this political machine that hasn't been screaming all along and putting an end to this and getting some kind of an answers. Why does it take Jon Stewart to do it? That it just angers the crap out of me. So when Jon Stewart he's been a real man in his opinions and when he speaks. So when you see him choking up, it's real. When you see the tears in his eyes, it's real. And when you see the people that are sitting behind him or standing up next to him that want to talk, and you can see by looking at them, they don't have much time left on this planet, that's real. So how do you tell them, by the way, we have nothing left for you? So, you're on your own. Bullshit. So anyway. And on the good news, so today scientists have discovered what they say to be a gigantic step towards a vaccine, although we've become a country that doesn't vaccinate. Genius. For Alzheimer's, which is major. It's a horrible disease. They're all horrible diseases that are out there. But, Alzheimer's is like, there's never been anything at all that you could take really. Aricept was one that came along and, it just kind of slows things down. But, it's not a cure. It's not a medicine that's going to curb the growth of Alzheimer's and dementia. And this vaccine is supposed to prevent people from developing it, number one. And they said, which will lead to a cure. And I said, wow, there you go. That's what you want to hear. And they said they've been running tests and trials on mice and rats and with favorable results. And I'm like, how do you do that? This isn't like cancer or diabetes or even kidney, liver failure or whatever it's going to be, where you can run these tests on these lab animals, and find out which medicine reverses or stops it and stops the growth of tumors. And I understand all that, but how do you do this when it's really a disease that only humans could relate to, and humans could let you know whether it's working or not? Would you sit down with a bunch of rats and talk to them while they were in the cage and then come back an hour later? Okay, guys, so who remembers what we talked about an hour ago? Anybody? It's ridiculous, but I'm not a scientist, so maybe it's great. But they said the vaccine should be ready for human trials in about 3 to 5 years. So wow, that would be terrific. And tonight, Lord Stanley's Cup, Game 7. 3-3, all tied up. Everybody looked like Boston was going down, and they come back like they always do. Every one of their teams, nothing against them. Even going all the way back to basketball, and when they dominated then, and they've been dominating in hockey, I don't know for how many years, and baseball and everything else, a lot of kudos for that. And coming back from where they were, I think they were down 2-0 or 3-1, I don't know. I think it was 3-1, and now it's 3-3. And so you kind of want to root for them coming all the way back, and you want them to win it. But it's like, really, Boston again? Here's St. Louis has never won a Stanley Cup. So, I'm an underdog kind of guy, When Polly's in trouble, I am not slow. It's up, 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 and away I go. That was underdog. So I'm going with St. Louis. I'd just like to see them win it. They, all these years, my God, come on, let's give it to them. You can come back and start dominating again next year, Boston, and we'll have one of the New York teams knock you out. So let's start with a song. Please forgive me. I think it's my friend Jason Whitehead over in England wanted to hear Moon River. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to say anything, and nobody tell him that I sang this song. And now we'll see if he's watching my show, because obviously I just mentioned his name. So if he doesn't say, Sonny, thanks, I saw the show, thank you, then I know. That's right. Not just a hat rack, my friends. So, so Moon River, good song. Andy Williams' theme song, obviously. But written by Henry Mancini and Johnny Mercer, and just, talented people. And never quite sure what the song was about, but I just know that I liked it. So, Moon River. You can sing along with me if you would like. Or take your pants down and stick it out the window to the neighbor across the street. You could do that if you want. Or maybe not. Ready? Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. The sun such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River and me. Dream maker, you heart breaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River and me. I have no idea what it means, but I like it. Moon River. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. Please stop. So, okay. Here's something else. Oklahoma, not the play, but the state. In Oklahoma, a 17-year-old boy, asshole, high on drugs, is walking through a department store or a supermarket. I'm not sure which one it was. And there was a woman in there with her 1-year-old child. And the child was in the carrier that you can take from the car, and you put it in the shopping cart, and sideways, where the legs come out for the older ones. And she was shopping, and she was getting something off the shelf, and this moron picked up the baby in the carrier and smashed it on the floor. And thank God the carrier really prevented any kind of very serious injury from happening to the baby, just a little scrape on the face. But I mean, are you kidding? You can't even go shopping now with your baby. And, they ended up calling the cops, and he fought with the cops and kicked them and punched them and spit and tried to bite a cashier. And I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just out of control. It just makes you you just want to give up sometimes, I swear to God. And I don't know if it's always been out here or I'm just becoming more aware of it because I'm watching and looking up more and more news stories so I could, present it to you guys and, we voice our opinions. Well, actually, I voice my opinion because, it's my show. But it's just like, wow. I mean, you don't want to see it anymore. You don't want to watch it. And that's what I was saying to you yesterday about we become like numb to it. It's like we just want to turn away from it. Not that we don't care. It's just I don't want to see it anymore. And today in New York, an elderly man, I think he was 72, I think they said, is walking his dog. And an argument breaks out a little up the street from where he was walking, and boom, guns come out and they start shooting each other. He gets hit with an errant bullet and he's dead now. Walking his dog, that's all he was doing. He got up, he played with the dog, he got dressed. It's probably a routine he did every goddamn day, excuse my mouth. And he can't even walk his dog in peace, and now he's dead. I mean, and no arrests. They're into the wind, so they're looking who has got cameras and see who's going to, we got to up the ante on these rewards for people coming forward. $500 and $1,000 is not worth it anymore to these people. You know, make it something worthwhile. It doesn't even have to be a money reward. Maybe, hey, give you a job. You know, maybe, put a team together and they're going to patrol the streets like the Guardian Angels used to do, put something has got to be done just to shake it up. I'm not even saying we're going to go out and start arresting all these people because it's too many of them. But shake it up, shake up the neighborhoods a little bit, And poor man and his family and everything else, just friggin' ridiculous. And so they arrested another man in the attempted murder of Big Papi, and this guy was driving the getaway scooter. I mean, I'm sure that's a popular mode of transportation in the Dominican Republic, but it just sounded funny. He was driving the getaway scooter. Okay. So they're not sure yet who the actual shooter was, but now they got two in custody, and they're looking for one more. And which I didn't know when it first came out is the one guy that's already in custody, who they believe is the shooter. The people that were there, all the friends and fans of Big Papi, pummeled this guy, like 2 inches away from death. For shooting Big Papi, so I'm sure this third guy's going to show up one way or the other, if you know what I mean. And I'll save that for later. So I want to do this song by Mr. Neil Diamond. Like I told you before, a very big fan of Neil's. I always was. I just like him. I just like his whole demeanor and the way he sings songs. And he's not over the top, and he's just not pompous and. When he's not singing and he's not performing, you don't hear about him. He's like the Derek Jeter of the music world. That's what was so wonderful about Derek Jeter and a lot of other ones out there. You never hear anything about him. You never hear anything in the news. You never hear he was in an argument or a fight or he was with this one. He does his job, and then he goes home, And so this is from the movie E.T., Elliot. And... I'll tell you a quick story. The hell with it, I'll tell you. So we have this friend, we call him Knucklehead, because obviously he's a knucklehead. And he likes his tea, if you know what I mean. And so one night he meets this girl in Buttles. Greg Buttles, a good friend of mine, owned it with John Curtin and Rennie Leone, both good friends of mine too, and that was our place for a long time. That and Zachary's, which same owners, and so Knucklehead meets this girl, and I'm sure she's very nice, and probably could intelligent and carry on good conversations, and I think, you have an idea where I'm going with this, okay? I mean, just the way it was, and. My friend Joey said she looked like E.T., when she had the kerchief on her head. And so, we used to bust the chops about it. And so I went out on a few dates with him. And so one day I went out to the store, and they were selling E.T. fingers. You put it on your finger like this, and it comes out like that. And you just push a little button, and the tip of the finger would glow like E.T. did. And so, we met at the bar, hanging out, having a couple of cocktails and shots and having fun, and boom. And Knucklehead came in with E.T. And they went and sat on the couch. They came over and had a drink, and then they went and sat on the couch. And, he got his arms around her. They're kissing a little bit here and there, whatever. So one by one, I gave everybody their finger, and we all stood behind him and lit the fingers, and we're holding it up like this, pointing it at his head, and we had somebody take a picture, because there were no cell phones with cameras back then, and somebody took a picture, and then we had it blown up, and well, I know, not nice, I know, but nobody knew, so, he did later on, but just things you do when you have alcohol in you. Sorry. But, so this is Heartlight, and I just always liked this song because this is what my thoughts of the day are almost every day. And this is what Jesus spoke about. And this is what all the Martin Luther Kings and everybody else that are looking for peace in this world are looking for, is to turn on your freaking heart light and let it shine so the world can see it. And everybody starts shining before you know it. There is no more grandpas getting hit by bullets walking the dog and stuff like that. There are no maniacs taking 1-year-old kids and throwing them on the floor. You know what I'm saying? If we can keep letting our heart light show and keep spreading it to everybody, and then they do it, and before you know it, we've licked the problem. You're never going to get rid of the evil one's empire because, that's what he feeds on. He feeds on depression, and he feeds on anger, and he feeds on sorrow and stuff like that. But if we can keep, and loneliness, but if we can keep on, putting that love out there and putting that heart light out there, it's less and less for him to deal with, And I tell him every day when I say my prayers, I always say, and you down there, give it up, come back up to where you were thrown out of before. You could do more good by joining us than fighting us. So that's my theory on that one. But this is, so this is Heart Light by Neil Diamond, and I love it. It was a good movie too, by the way. Come back again. I want you to stay next time. Sometimes the world ain't kind. When people like you get lost, and me. Just made a friend. A friend is someone you need. But now that he had to go away, I still feel the words that he might say. Turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the world to see. Turn on your heart light in the middle of a young boy's dream. Don't wake me up too soon. Gonna take a ride across the moon, you and me. He's looking for a home, cause everyone needs a place, and home's the most excellent place of all. And I'll be right here if you should call me. Turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the world to see. Turn on your heart light in the middle of a young boy's dream. Don't wake me up too soon. Gonna take a ride across the moon, you and me. Can you see him? Home's the most excellent place of all, and I'll be right here if you should call me. Turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the world to see. Turn on your heart light in the middle of a young boy's dream. Don't wake me up too soon. Gonna take a ride across the moon, you and me. Turn on your heart light now. Turn on your heart light now. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody, every day. Family, friends, co-workers, whatever. Turn on your heart light every day. That should be the routine. You get up, you wake up, wash your face, have something to eat, start to get ready, take a shower, put your clothes on, and then boom, turn on your hot light and let it shine all day long. Did you hear what I said? Okay. All right, so here's a song by Mr. Bobby Darin that I love. And a lot of people back in the day had a hit with it. Call Me Irresponsible. And the only reason, I love the song, but I decided to do the song today is because, we were discussing on yesterday's show through the chat, so many people out there that are irresponsible, that don't responsible for their actions or for the actions of their children or anything. So I said, let me do that song because I like it. It's just a cool song. Call me irresponsible, call me unreliable, throw-in, undependable too. Do my foolish alibis bore you? Well, I'm not too clever, I just adore you. Call me unpredictable, tell me I'm impractical rainbows I'm inclined to pursue. Call me irresponsible, yes, I'm unreliable, but it's undeniably true that I'm irresponsibly mad with you. Here we go now. Hey! Call me irresponsible, yes, I'm unreliable, but it's undeniably true that I'm irresponsibly mad with you. For you. Nice little quick little tune there. Let me look it up. 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Not bad. That's not being irresponsible. And let me make sure now I didn't miss anything. Prince Spaghetti Day, bing. Jon Stewart, the vaccine, Lord Stanley's Cup today. Oh, my goodness. So you know what? Because I blocked that out of my head. The Yankees in the doubleheader yesterday against the New York Mets completely walloped them 12-5. Yes. And then they got killed in the second game. I don't know, almost by the same score, I think. Might have been 13-4, I don't know. But so tonight is the rubber game, as they say. And, can't claim victory yet because then we have to have the 3 games over at Citi Field and then see who are the true champions of New York. But like I said yesterday, that one game for the Mayor's Trophy, I think that beats these series. So, but again, like I said, I know it's about money. It's all about money. Oh, yes. And today is the 3-year anniversary of the mass shootings down in Orlando in the Pulsar nightclub. That was known, especially for that night, for I forget what the letters are, lesbian, gay, and transsexual, I think it is, LGT, whatever. And that's what made this schmuck go nuts and start shooting everybody. And, very horrible, scary scary time. And, tolerance levels certainly need to be tweaked a little bit in this country. But with so many things coming from so many different angles, I just think people just want to sit on a couch and not do anything. But they're calling, and I am not taking away anything from, especially the victims and their families and people that were hurt, and for the ability for people who are choosing that lifestyle to live it freely without harm. Absolutely. But they're calling on making the Pulse nightclub a national monument. Come on now. There are certainly, if we're going to start doing that, many, many, many other things that could be national monuments. Starting with our veterans and everything else, and space programs and police agencies and so many other heinous things that have been committed. But why don't we start making heroes of national monuments about heroes, men and women throughout this country that are going up above and beyond and trying to change the world one day at a time. I would much rather see that. I hate when you want to take a national heinous crime like this and make it into some kind of a shrine almost. A national monument, I don't think so. We had a fight for the Freedom Tower, for Christ's sake. They wanted to put Muslim temples down there, if you remember that. So come on, let's just be straight in our thinking. And speaking of the LGT. The parade was in Brooklyn on Sunday here in New York, and out in California, I saw footage. You could probably find it on the news. By now it's probably on YouTube, but I don't mean that in a bad way. YouTube, please. But so they're having their parade, and they go and they file for their permit, and yeah, here you go, ahead, hey, march, keep it peaceful, have a good day, blah blah blah. And then they're going nuts. They're jumping on people, kicking them. They're jumping on police cars, twerking on the windshield, wiping their genitalia up and down in the car and kicking it. And what the hell? And then if you don't get your permit next year, then you're going to claim that, you're just prejudiced against us because of our lifestyle. But you have to be responsible for your actions. So I'm running wherever it was, whatever. Just say it was L.A. I'm running L.A. I'm the mayor of L.A. You don't get your permit next year, okay? That's your punishment for doing the violence and the disrespect and everything that you did in the streets that day. That's what you get now. You don't get your parade next year. End of story. That's it. No bending, no political pressure. Well, no, we had a talk. No, that's it. It's done. You don't get it next year. Come see me in 2021. Thank you. Bye-bye. End of story. So, we got to start holding people accountable. We have to. We have to do it. So I'm going to end with this song by Mr. Elvis Aaron 2A's Presley, and called "Won't You Wear Your Ring Around My Neck." And it's a nice song, It's kind of like a control thing, though, because the words are, "Won't you wear my ring around your neck?" But to show the world, that I'm yours. Really, you're showing the world that you are his. It's not to do with the guy. It's got nothing to do with the man wanting everybody to know that he belongs to this beautiful woman. Bullshit. He wants everybody to know she's got a ring around her neck, and that means she's taken, so back off. You didn't fool us, Elvis, and not on that one. Sorry. Don't get mad. Won't you wear my ring up around your neck to tell the world I'm yours by heck? Let them see your love for me, and let them see by the ring around your neck. Won't you wear my ring around your neck to show the world I'm yours by heck? Let them know I love you so, and let them know by the ring around your neck. Hey, let's say that going steady is not the proper thing. To say that we're too young to know the meaning of a ring. I only know that I love you, girl. I know you love me too. So, darling, this is what I ask of you. Only wear my ring around your neck to tell the world I'm yours by heck. Let them see your love for me, and let them see by the ring around your neck. But I say that going steady is not the proper thing. I say that we're too young to know the meaning of a ring. I only know that I love you, girl, and I know you love me too. So, darling, this is what I beg of you. Only wear my ring around your neck to show the world I'm yours by heck. Let them see your love for me, and let them see by the ring around your neck. And let them see by the ring around your neck. And let them see by the ring around your neck. So, now do you understand? You know him, right? That's what he's all about. It has nothing to do with him wanting the world to know that he loves this girl. He wants the world to know she's his. That's my ring around her neck. Back off, or there's going to be a problem. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Thank you very much. So, anyway. So, yep, a lot of picking tonight. What are you going to do? I don't know if my man Freddie Rubino is doing the Q&A on Wednesday, because lately he's been doing it on Thursday. And with my luck, it'll be on Thursday, because tomorrow I'm going in to see Pops and Chris. And then, you know, by the time I get out of there and the traffic coming from Manhattan all the way out to the island along and whatever. But if he's on, check him out tonight. You'll get Freddie Rubino, and they do. It's quite hilarious, especially when there's cocktails involved. And, you know, Freddie's, he pulls no punches, and he's another one. He speaks his mind, and he's, you know, he's a chef, so he likes to sprinkle it with little things on top of it, you know, little condiments of curse words and everything. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful experience, and a lot of laughs. So check it out, him and Christine Rubino today on Question and Answer Wednesday. And to me, I will see you all tomorrow at 6. And have a good night, and let's go St. Louis, and let's go Yankees. And then, of course, you know what happens now. And see if we can do it again with the eyes. A lot of people said they liked doing the eyes thing, so we're going to try it again. 1, 2, 3, bam. And as I get ready, then we do this with the eyes. Ready?